to talk about you being a Latina, female Latina in the business, and but it's interesting you say there's quite a high percentage of women in your particular company. But when you came into the company, did you feel anything harder for you coming into that role at all, or you felt like just any other job you had been at, or
Because I was female, Laura?
Mm-hmm.
Not necessarily, but I think that's specific to me. I was born and raised in Miami. My family is from Cuba, so I'm kind of bicultural.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the right word or not, but I never really felt different. So maybe it's because I was raised in Miami and it's so multicultural, but I never really felt like, hey, because I'm Latin or I'm female, I'm going to be treated differently or not accepted or what have you. I think that's definitely the case in a lot of places, especially outside of where I live. But I've been very lucky that at my firm they have been, so embracing of so many different things, including myself.
Yeah.
And I'm very different from them, and in a lot of ways very alike. And I think that that brings a lot to the table for us.
Yeah. No, it sounds like they have a real contemporary mentality in terms of where they need to grow their business. So that's really great. Also, in terms of you being a female, I think you have a son.
I do. I have a son, one son.
So you travel a lot. You travel extensively. We're talking about all these offices and locations. So tell me a little bit about what your day in the life of Michelle is. Like, what do you do?
That's a trick question. I don't think there's a typical day, but I definitely wear a lot of hats, and one of them is my mom hat. And so my day usually starts off with checking what's on the email first, and then going into mommy mode. So a lot of taxi services in between, my meetings and what I'm doing, and
your downtime.
Yeah, exactly. That's my downtime. And then we have all the homework and karate and all the other elements of my life, in addition to bringing my laptop with me and having my phone connected. But my son has been very used to me being in these type of roles, and he understands that, having been his only parent, basically since he was 3 months old, that if I didn't work, we weren't going to have income.
Right.
So I tried to instill in him the fact that being a professional and being very committed to your business is part of your responsibility. So to him, it's not like, oh, mom, you're going to go work. He's like, oh, mom's going to work because now we're going to go do something fun.
Right, nothing changed for him. That he's known this pretty much.
Yeah, it's normal to him. He's like, how many days are you going to be in New York? Okay, see you tomorrow. So, I think it's good for him. And I also think it's good for your kids to realize what it is to be a professional. Because a lot of times they get the benefits, right, of what their parents give them or where they take them or what they do for them, but they don't understand the sacrifices.
How you got there, exactly.
Yeah, so, it's like I tell him, even the days where he's off from school, but I'm working and I'm working remotely, I'm like, you're off, but I'm not. And, this is what pays for everything you do. And so it gives them an understanding of the commitment that you have to your business. And a lot of times our business is 24/7. It doesn't stop.
Yeah, exactly. So, in terms of your traveling, how much are you traveling, would you say, to some of the different locations?
I try to keep it to a minimum because of, not just my son, but because of my staff. I try to be really involved with them in the day-to-day activities, but, it's probably a couple times a month. And, I like to spend time with my clients internally, externally. They need my time too in terms of, having that relationship, that rapport, being involved in the different markets, but it's a balancing act.
Yeah, of course. Your position before you were at Greenspoon Marder, you come from a lot of different PR kinds of things, I think.
Yeah, I was in-house at a lot of other big firms, so that's what I've been doing for over 20 years now.
And what made you decide to kind of take the leap from where you were before to coming on board with this company?
That's a good question and probably a whole other session, but, I got a call one day and they said, are you interested in changing your job? And I was like, no. And they said, well, would you come in for a meeting anyway? And I said, okay, I'll do it as a courtesy. And, several meetings later, I don't know what happened. I decided that I was going to take on this new challenge at Greenspoon Marder. And I can tell you it's been The most challenging thing I've ever done professionally, because having, to be part of this team to grow this firm into a real national entity takes a lot of work.
Yeah.
And there is no off button. But I think with every day I grow a little bit with them, and it tests me. There's good days and there's bad days.
Of course.
There's days that you wake up and you say, oh my gosh, can I do this today
Right,
again?
can I go through it again?
Yeah, or can I just stay in bed and watch TV? But you get so used to it that even when you try to turn it off,
your head's still going.
Yeah, and you're just like, no, I have all these things to do and to accomplish. So I feel very vested in everything that we do, and some people interpret that as being intense.
Yeah, you know what? When you're passionate about it, it may come off intense, but when you love it and you want it to succeed, it becomes your business. You're the face of it, almost kind of.
In a lot of ways.
So I mean, I think that's why it's intense, but that's not a bad thing. Certainly.
Yeah, I think it's all interpretation.
Yeah.
But it's been an amazing ride, and every day the firm surprises me. So I'll wake up today, and
and you're here.
Yeah, and I get a call or an email about some new venture, and I say, I breathe in, and I say, okay, how are we gonna get this done?